From the depths of radio nothingness comes Radio Nowhere.
This is Radio Nowhere. Is there anybody alive out there? This is Radio Nowhere. Is there anybody alive out there?
WJBD is proud to permit Radio Nowhere.
All right, we're back.
And welcome back, finally.
We are back.
We are back. It is Radio Nowhere on WJBD. Matt Donahoe.
And Matt Leibarger here with you this week. What we just heard, appropriately enough, which we'll get to in a minute.
Well, we kicked off we'll start off with that. We kicked off the show with Imagine Dragons and On Top of the World. They've got a new album coming out sometime, I think, this year. And then after that, what in the world did we hear?
We heard Brack, assisted by, Space Ghost and Zorak?
You're going to have to explain, I think, what Brack and Space Ghost and Zorak.
Let's see. Okay.
Let's do the whole history.
Start at the beginning.
Start at the beginning.
I'll try and abbreviate it. Okay. Brack and Zorak were villains on the Space Ghost cartoon, which originated in the 60s, right?
Yes.
Okay, and then it had a resurgence in the 90s as first Space Ghost as a talk show host.
Yeah.
Space Ghost Coast to Coast. And then
it turned into the Brack Show.
Well, then it was Cartoon Planet.
I thought first it was Cartoon Planet and then, no?
Coast to Coast, then Cartoon Planet, which was kind of a silly, more kid-related spin-off. And then Brack and Zorak were kind of co-hosts on that, and then Brack got his own show. So that was... Well, that was from Cartoon Planet. That was, So,
and the song was called...
What Day Is It?
And why are we playing that song?
We're playing that after this past week where we found ourselves at home quite a bit.
Quite a bit. Matt and I both work in the educational system.
And we found ourselves at home for the entire week.
And Matt and I both have 3 kids who also found themselves at home all week.
And don't get me wrong, and I'm sure you'd say the same thing. It was great to have extra time to spend with them, and we did all kinds of stuff.
Sure.
It was fun.
Oh, yeah.
But that sensation of not knowing what day it was and feeling the need to get some kind of routine back has been plaguing me since about Tuesday.
And did your kids start staying up later and waking up later?
Kind of, but they were still tired all the time?
Yeah.
It seemed like.
Or at the very least, fussy and fighting?
Oh, yeah, we did that too.
And it's one thing during the summer when we have a lot of time off, because during the summer, they can go play outside.
Seems like we had this conversation earlier this week.
They can go play outside, or we can take them to the park. We can take them to do things. But this week, and obviously we weren't alone in this, it wasn't just the two of us suffering. That wasn't what I meant to say. Everyone was home. And I don't know if you noticed, but I updated my Facebook photo to Jack Nicholson from The Shining.
I did see that.
Okay. So because that's kind of what it starts to feel like after a while. I'm going to say after about a day.
Was Jack Torrance, is that his name?
Jack Torrance.
And Jack Torrance loved his family too, I'm sure.
Jack Torrance started that movie off loving his family, and then before you know it, there's a week of snow days, and they're in the hedge maze. But we survived, and it doesn't look like the weather's going to be bad for a while, so it looks like we'll all be back to our routine Monday.
I'm someone who is in need of a routine. So structure.
I love it. I can't wait to get back. Once in a while, snow day's like, oh, neat, the snow day, we're off. That's fun. You get to spend the whole day with the family and drink cocoa and watch a movie. And then you do it another 4 days in a row. So we're here. We're back. Even though we had that bad weather last weekend, the Radio Nowhere crew managed to still broadcast a show last weekend.
Live broadcast, as always.
Yep. It was a show that was broadcast at midnight. So it was a great show. You can listen to that on our Facebook page. You can always listen to all of our clips on our Facebook page and get playlists as well, in case you want to know how to spell things like Brack from Cartoon Planet.
Sure. I'm sure that's, yeah.
So who's next, Matt? You've got a tune up for us?
Yeah, don't read that because at the back of that is incorrect.
Okay.
Coming up next, we have the Black Keys, a band that I've kind of taken a liking to in the past several years. This is probably my favorite song of theirs. I don't remember what album it's on. It's also found on the soundtrack to Black Snake Moan,
Okay.
the movie with Samuel Jackson. So this is the Black Keys, and the song is When the Lights Go Out on Radio Nowhere.
This is Radio Nowhere.
Yes, your mic's on. We can hear you coughing into the mic.
No, you could not.
I could, actually.
Nobody would have heard that if you hadn't pointed it out.
I heard you. I heard
It was
you
a fake cough.
in
It was
the
pretend.
headphones. Did you? Okay. A little behind-the-scenes action here. A little pull back the curtain, see how it works. Turn the microphones on, so we're ready here. And Matt asks me, he says, he mouths the words, "Is my mic on?" I say, yes. And then, I don't know if you're trying to, like, okay, well, we'll find out if my mic's on.
No,
So
it
you're
was
like,
a pretend cough.
go back and listen to this, and you can hear it. Last 20 seconds of the
Well, if
song.
you know it's there, I'm sure, but
I know. Everyone listening knows it's there now.
actually I said I buried Paul. What did we hear?
We heard, well, first of all, this is Radio Nowhere at WJBD. We heard
Def Leppard.
Hysteria by Def Leppard. Before that, Moon Age Daydream by David Bowie from the Rise and Fall of Ziggy Stardust album.
And prior to that was the Black Keys with When the Lights Go Out.
And you had something of a story about a Def Leppard t-shirt.
But hey, what a segue.
It was a segue.
Well, we had quite the discussion about Def Leppard Hysteria while the song played.
Can I just interject at this point that that in, what was it, 88, 89 when that album came out?
87.
87. That was a big, big album, but I believe at the time it was your favorite band.
It was.
Right?
It was. My freshman year in high school, that I definitely would have told you that was my favorite band.
Okay.
And the T-shirt that I was going to talk about, and I don't know that anyone's going to remember this, and I think it was in conjunction with the first song on the album, which is Women. There was a T-shirt that was made to look like a comic book, and it had Joe Elliott, the lead singer. He was like on a skateboard or something, like a cartoon of him, and it was like a comic book cover, and it said like Def Leppard and the Women of Doom or something like that.
Okay.
And I always thought that was a cool T-shirt when I was a freshman, and I always wanted it. And then I kind of looked on eBay maybe in the past year, and I would probably pay like $50 or $75 for one now.
So, and it's funny because while you were talking about that, I hopped on Google.
Oh, I'm sure you can find it.
Well, I hopped on Google and typed in Def Leppard Women, and the suggestions it gave me were like Def Leppard Women, lyrics, something else, and then Women of Doom t-shirt was the fourth search.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You're getting excited. This is the fourth search. So I'm going to go on eBay right now and see. Well, right now, if you want to buy it now, use a buy it now option.
I don't want one with a frayed collar or a stain on it or anything.
Okay, well, this is a Def Leppard Beat Up Concert medium t-shirt, Hysteria Tour,
Okay.
Women of Doom, 1987. Now, this one is a buy it now for $2.99.
$2.99.
No,
Oh, okay.
$299.
I was a little excited there for a minute.
And do you wear medium?
Uh-huh. I do.
You wear a medium.
Yeah, most T-shirts, yeah.
So you wear the same size t-shirt you wore in high school?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't like you at all. I'm glad you didn't get that t-shirt. There's one on here for $199. And that's it.
I think I've heard enough anyway. Should have bought it when it was 50 or 75.
Wow. That is...
Not really, but...
So if you would have bought it when it was 50 or 75 or whatever, would you have worn it like every day, or would you put it like in a glass case or something?
I would have worn it. I mean,
you would have worn it?
Yeah, there wouldn't be a point in having it otherwise.
Well, true. So if you're looking for something for Matt Liebarger for birthday, Christmas, if his wife's listening, anniversary, anything like that.
Because she's certainly going to pay $200 for an old beat-up T-shirt.
Here's an old T-shirt that somebody else owned and wore, and then they were sick of, so they sold it for $300, and I bought it for you.
That's going to happen.
Shall we check the weather here?
Yeah, what are we going to do if Steve's not here?
Let's call him. Do you want to call him? Because he said he had to work like a 12-hour shift today or a 14-hour shift or something, so he wasn't going to make it.
Surely there's another source for our weather.
Well, there is, but I think we should call Steve. Do you want to try?
I'm going to leave that in your hands.
So, no. Okay. So.
No, I wanted to see you do it. I just wanted to absolve myself.
Sure. Okay. Well, I'm just looking at WJBDradio.com for the weather forecast. Today, it's going to be clear. High of 52. You like that?
Sure.
Any of that snow that's still hanging around is going to go. And then tonight, some light rain with a low of 42. Precipitation, 40% chance. Precipitation no longer really a scary word like it was. And then tomorrow, a high of 47 with a 40% chance of precipitation. Take a look at the week ahead. It looks like it's going to be partly cloudy, chance of rain early in the week. And the high for the week coming on Monday, 47. But it looks like, except for a brief dip on Wednesday, we're going to stay above freezing the rest of the week. So that's always welcome news.
Sure. Full work week this week.
Hopefully.
Yes.
Unless I call in sick Monday. So now, and I think we have gotten a little bit behind in our duties here because we have to find a song and play a song, and it's a specific song.
Uncle Brucey's Pick of the Week. Pick of the Week.
It is that time for Uncle Brucey's Pick of the Week, and
Maybe.
Uncle Brucey's Pick this week is by a 70s Netherlands pop group called Mouth and McNeil, which is complete news to the both of us. Completely new to us.
I mean, never heard of it before.
And the song is How Do You Do?
Okay.
I'm curious to hear this. It's not anything I've ever heard of. Bruce says it's the only song they did that made it on the charts in the U.S. And he's always kind of been an aficionado of 70s pop music, and he said it's a song he's always liked.
So this is, where are they from again?
The Netherlands.
The Netherlands. Okay, I have found we have to kind of scour our resources here to try to find some of Bruce's picks,
which I love.
And hopefully this looks like it might be recorded on like a dance show, kind of like a what do they call those? American Bandstand type shows,
like
or
Top of the Pops, and
yeah, or it might be a video for it. Anyway, we're going to kind of venture into some unknown territory here.
Yep, this is Uncle Brucey's Pick of the Week this week. This is Mouth and McNeil. How Do You Do? And it's on Radio Nowhere on WJBD. Maybe.
Shh. Oh, is the mic on?
REM on Radio Nowhere. That's Superman.
And before that, we heard Party Man by Prince from the Batman soundtrack.
Which, correct me if I'm wrong, that was unintentional that we had a Batman song and a Superman song.
Yes, that
together.
was. We were going to play the Superman song earlier, and it kind of got shuffled. And then we just kind of had the inspiration to play something from the Batman soundtrack.
It was serendipity.
And that was from the 1989 soundtrack done entirely by Prince. That was Party Man.
Still one of the weirdest things ever.
It
that
really
soundtrack.
is. Just the idea. Oh, and taking it a step further, not only is it weird because Prince wrote all these songs for the Batman movie, and only half of them or so even made it into the movie? The big hit off of the album was Bat Dance, which is a weird song because he doesn't sing in it. It's clips from the movie and from other songs on the album mixed together to form something of a narrative, this weird half narrative, because, making it even weirder, every song on the album is by Prince. He's singing it. I think there's one duet on there. I forgot who it's with. But every song on the album is in character. So he's singing as...
I did not know that.
I mean, and he doesn't change his voice, but if you look in the liner notes, it's like Batman song, Joker's. It's very unusual. Speaking of unusual, Uncle Brucey's pick of the week.
Right. And, well, between Uncle Brucey's pick and the Prince song, we heard The Kills and Sour Cherry.
Okay.
And then, let's get back to Uncle Brucey's pick. It was Mouth and McNeil.
A band that we've never heard of.
A band? Is it a duo?
A duo.
Or, we watched
a trio
we watched
if you
the
count
video.
the ventriloquist dummy.
Yes, we watched the video, and we're still trying to make heads or tails of it.
If you heard, it sounded like we said, like a live... Or they were performing... I don't know. It looked like they were lip-syncing, but then it sounded like there's actual live crowd response.
It was like a crowd of people in like a diner or something, or... I don't know.
Yeah, it was very...
And a ventriloquist dummy.
And the joke for part of the video is that while the guy was singing... Well, see, we don't know who was Mouth and who was McNeil.
There was a girl, and then like a bearded man.
A bearded man wearing...
Like a bright green furry vest.
But I said it looked like he was a Muppet. Or maybe he was wearing a Muppet skin or something. Like he tracked down Oscar the Grouch and took his pelt and wore it as a vest. But then at one point, the joke, I guess, is ventriloquists, to show off, they drink water while the ventriloquist dummy talks or whatever. That's... So at one point, the guy in the green vest, who I'm going to call Mouth, because that sounds like a Muppet name. Oh, it's Mouth, look. He's holding the dummy, and he's making the dummy drink something while he sings.
It was odd.
It was. Please look up Mouth and McNeil. And what's the name of the song?
How Do You Do?
How Do You Do? I like the song.
I did too. And it's a favorite of Uncle Brucey's. And do us a favor if you look it up and you like it, make sure and hit Uncle Brucey, Bruce Kropp, up on Facebook and let him know that you enjoyed his pick of the week.
I would love it if everyone found that video, like on YouTube, and watched it, and then shared that on Bruce Kropp's personal Facebook page. How you can share links.
Sure. Yeah,
I would love
great.
that, just if all of his friends started sharing that video with him.
And I'm sure he would love that too.
He would love it. He loves that song. It's his pick of the week. Well, we, between all this talk about Muppets and Batman and Superman and Prince, I feel like the Kills song kind of got left behind. We didn't say much about it.
That's okay. I thought it was a good song. Wanted to play it.
Well,
it's good enough for me.
That's what we try to do here at Radio Nowhere. Play songs that maybe you don't get to hear, maybe are forgotten hits, maybe you don't hear on this radio station, maybe you don't hear on other radio stations, maybe you're worn by a big man wearing a green Muppet vest holding a ventriloquist dummy.
Some weeks it's just like that.
Some weeks it is. And some weeks Bruce adds to the general weirdness of things here. So I guess we're going to wrap things up.
Yeah, it's about that time.
God, these hours go so fast.
So, well, we want to thank you again for listening to Radio Nowhere on WJBD. Matt Leibarger.
Matt Donahoe.
And just remember, if you like what you heard, tell a friend.
And if you don't like what you heard, don't tell anyone.
Ever.
Wait, say it again. If you don't, is the mic on? If you don't like what you heard, don't tell anyone.
Ever.
Okay, there you go. So, what are we ending the hour with?
Well, this is... Did we see the video for this the other day? Is that what
No,
it was?
we were just listening to music and it came on.
That's right.
Like on shuffle.
Okay. This is PJ Harvey, and the song is Down by the Water. And it's kind of... I have the CD even in my collection, and we'd both kind of forgotten about this song, so I brought it with me tonight for us to listen to.
It's a creepy song. It's a creepy video.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were going to add something.
Oh,
Okay,
I don't know what else. Hey, PJ Harvey, Down by the Water. This is Radio Nowhere. Thanks again for listening.
WJBD Salem, Centralia.
This has been an I Love Raisins production.
ABC News Now. I'm Dave Schreiber. New York Yankees third baseman Alex Rodriguez.